back. This is a Ezekiel Elliott video talking about Hall of Fame with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. So I just want to see what they got to say, and we just gonna go ahead and get right into it.
His eyes set on a 10,000 rushing yards mark. Eventually, he's hoping for a trip to Canton. The running back says, quote, obviously that's a goal. Winning a Super Bowl, getting a gold jacket. There's not many guys with gold jackets that did not rush for 10,000 yards. John Machado of The Athletic reports Elliott currently sits at 7,386.
I don't hear much about him no more.
200 and change to go.
Nor do I watch the Cowboys like that.
Shannon, on a scale of 1 to 10, what chance do you give Zeke of making the Hall of Fame?
He's a beast.
I'm going to give him a 1 because it would require a huge turnaround in his career, Skip. And it's not so much the 10,000 yards. You look at the guys that got those, and you look at their numbers, and you look at how they got it. Okay, let's just take a guy like Gale Sayers, Skip, and he had a very, very short career. He wasn't even close to 10,000 yards, but he was dynamic. He was electric. You look at another Terrell Davis. Terrell Davis not close to 10,000 yards, but when you're the greatest postseason running back in NFL history, average 142 rush yards per game in his postseason career. You win a league MVP, a Super Bowl MVP, a 2,000-yard rush season. You could understand why.
Dang.
But I'm looking at Zeke, and I'm looking at his resume. Okay, he went to the Pro Bowl 3 of his first 4 seasons. He has 2 rushing titles. But if you look at Zeke's last 3 seasons, I mean, come on, Skip, what we doing here? The guy got 65 yards and 20 per game and 59 yards. So it will require a huge turnaround. At some point, he need to be in contention for a league MVP, a Super Bowl MVP. But this is not the Hall of Very. I mean, this is not the Hall of Very Good. And everybody that says that I want a gold jacket, that doesn't mean like, man, he want a gold jacket, so let's put one on him. Damn. It's the Hall of Great.
If they give him
excellence.
He should not have it.
It's not the Hall of Longevity. Just because you play 15, 20 years, that doesn't mean you belong in Canton. Exactly. Just because you had a 2 or 3 great seasons, that doesn't mean you belong in Canton. And I think sometimes we're getting away from what that means. I mean, I hate, Skip, you know I hate talking about this.
I know you do. I got it. And I appreciate that. And for those who don't know, you actually have a gold jacket. But go ahead.
I was member number
Shannon
267. But, you know, and I'm not, like, look, I'm not a voter. They got 50 men and women that do a great job. They hear, you know, he did this, he did that. But we just got to stop just because somebody had a couple of good seasons that all of a sudden they say, I want a gold jacket. Okay. Nah, it doesn't work like that.
Okay, this is a tough one for me. I'm lifelong diehard Dallas Cowboy fan, as you painfully know all too well. And just because I'm a Cowboy fan, I'm going to answer Jen's question, scale of 1 to 10, Hall of Fame for Zeke. I'll agree with you. I'll give it a 1. But that's my heart saying 1 because my head is saying 0. 0 chance. And Shannon, in all my years of closely observing, covering the game that you played, I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like the rise and fall of Ezekiel Elliott in the NFL.
Before he continue, I do want to say something real quick. Like, I feel like when it comes to Hall of Fame in NBA and NFL, there's some players like that be wanting it and don't deserve it. There's players out there who get it and I feel like don't deserve it sometimes. I can't really justify who deserve it or not because I don't play, but at the same time it's like there should be a certain standard that I feel like they don't hold up to in the Hall of Fame at all because like it's like some players don't really accomplish what others do and still make it. You know what I'm saying? Like Ezekiel Elliott should not even be talking about Hall of Fame because he don't do
correct.
He haven't done anything.
Ran them
college Hall of Fame.
Championship. I'd never seen anything
college
like
Hall
those
of Fame.
games.
Yeah.
We've
NFL, no.
Enumerated
he had
those
like 2-3 good seasons.
before. It was his second to last year at Ohio State, but he just ran wild on the world, starting in the Big Ten championship game against Wisconsin, and then, oh Lord have mercy, I just never seen anything like Alabama and Oregon in the finals, and then he hit the NFL. And he hit it like a tornado.
Yeah, he did good.
And to your point, he won the rushing titles in the first 2 years. Actually led the league in yards per game rushing his first 3 years. But he goes 109 a game, 98 a game, 96 a game. And I'm like, go, Zeke, go. And I got a picture of Zeke on my nightstand, my bedroom. And Then Jerry finally caved in as Zeke was holding out in
He's a Cowboys fan,
Lucas, the side of which Jerry Jones first got the inkling to purchase the Dallas Cowboys. And you know what happened? Jerry caved in and he gave Zeke his money. And that contract that he gave Zeke after his first 3 years in this league still stands to this day as the largest running back contract in the whole league.
Wow.
That is mind-boggling to me.
And he's not producing with that?
Like
That's crazy.
Zeke got his money and hit the running back wall all at the same time.
Literally.
And I'm not saying he didn't try. I'm not saying he didn't work out. I'm not saying that. He just hit the wall. And all of a sudden, he lost just a little bit of burst and a little bit of electricity and a little bit of elusivity. And I don't know. Maybe he just wasn't quite as hungry as he was before once he got paid. But, man, all of a sudden he falls off to 85 yards a game. And then you just pointed out
crazy.
65 2 years ago, 59 last year. It's a 50-yard drop over 6 seasons in yards per game. A 50-yard drop. And usually, Shannon, I would attribute said demise to a career-threatening injury. It would usually
if you want to
be
make
an
Hall of
ACL,
Fame, like
right?
if you want to make Hall of Fame, like Shannon said, he gonna have to flip it around. Like he gonna have to change some things.
Tendon. Maybe a shoulder, but probably a knee or an Achilles. Would you believe that Zeke has had no major injuries? Not one that I'm aware of. He did have a sprained PCL, according to him and the team last year, but he continued to play with it. And is it some excuse? I'll give him a little bit of excuse, but he continued to play. And Shannon Sharp always tells me, you get out, you walk out that locker room door and step on that football field, you're playing. No more excuses.
Right.
So he played through it. Maybe he wasn't quite what he was. He had a little burst in the first 4 games last year. But you realize he has played 88 of the 89 games.
Skip, love his stats,
that
bro.
he could have played in the National Football League. He missed 1 with a calf injury. And he did get suspended, obviously, for the 6 games. And then there were 2 games he didn't play when they were in the playoffs at the end of the game. At the end of the season, it was 2016, 2018. He didn't play the final game. Didn't play the final game last year either. So my point is that in the games that he could have played where he was eligible to play or the team wasn't holding him out, he's played in 88 of 89. Well, for a running back, have you ever heard anything like that?
That's great.
Isn't that like all-time durability?
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Well, so he doesn't have
He's just not producing.
the injury excuse whatsoever. And yet he just hit the wall. And Shannon, it first struck me, the first point that I had a tiny bit of creeping doubt about Zeke. Remember the game out here at the Coliseum following the 2018 season? They had beaten Seattle and Russell Wilson at home. Dak was the star of that game. Zeke was pretty good in that game.
Right.
And then they come out here to play the Rams, and they literally got run off the field by the Rams. But the game was still hanging in the balance when the third quarter ended, and they had the quarter break from the third to the first play of the fourth quarter for Jason Garrett and coaching staff to decide what are we going to do on 4th and short at the Rams' 35-yard line. They were trailing by 8 at that point. The Cowboys were 23-15.
This man know everything. Oh, God dang.
You could do a lot of things.
All the
you
stats is crazy,
in
bro.
Dak's
Come on.
hands. You could do a lot of different things. You could roll out Dak. You could
They should have did what Seattle
quick
should have
pass.
did.
You could
Give
flip
it to the running
Zeke
back.
in the flat if you wanted to. And you know what they chose to do? They chose to go right at the Rams' strength, Aaron Donald, with Ezekiel Elliott. If we could see that play,
they actually ran
this was the result
Let me see
of
that.
the play in the game that year.
Oh my God. No, he. Oh
Didn't
my
make it.
God.
And usually, Ezekiel Elliott
That boy
makes
hit
that
the.
play
He been
because,
hit the ground.
as you know, Shannon, for the first 3 years, he literally could run through brick walls. He could just get it with guts and heart, and just sort of supreme athletic ability, where he would like bend himself in a different, almost like shapeshift at the line of scrimmage to get. It was only like a half a yard, and he couldn't get it, and that was the first sign of mortality in Ezekiel Elliott that I'd seen. And then Shannon, remember the game the next year that drove home the point like nail and coffin point was it was a November 10th game against Minnesota. Remember, it was on a Sunday night at Jerry World.
They remember
and it's a
games.
nip-tuck game, and it's Kirk Cousins versus Dak, and Dak heated up. Dak actually played very well in the game. And late in the game, the Cowboys got the ball at their 6-yard line. They were trailing 28-24, and Dak goes crazy hot and completes passes of 20, 10, 13, 28, and 8. Moves the Cowboys all the way from their 6
crazy.
all the way down to Minnesota's 11, where it was second and 2.
I feel like I should be giving Dak more credit sometimes, bro.
I'm at home screaming, "Go Dak, go!" And I hope they continue to throw the football. And could we see the next 3 plays and out for the Dallas Cowboys down 28-24?
Oh, my
Zeke
God.
goes nowhere. That was Zeke for 0. Then Zeke tries it again and tries to burst, and that's -3.
I remember this,
Again,
actually.
it looked like the blocking.
Why they not throwing the ball?
Completely down.
Oh, my God.
And then they try Zeke on an out route, and he's just covered. He's just not even open, and it's a force from Dak to Zeke that's just not there. So they went twice to Zeke by handoff, once to Zeke on a little out route, a little option route that failed miserably. And to me, I was losing my mind at home because it's like you took the game out of Dak's hands and put it in Zeke's hands. Because at that point, the coaching staff believed more in Zeke than it did in Dak.
Yeah.
Right.
And you can make the case that Zeke carried Dak to his greatest days as a Cowboy through his rookie year, you know, even through the 2018 year, where you always had riding shotgun was always Zeke. And when push came to shove, it was Zeke who got the biggest yards in the game, not Dak. Well, that changed dramatically starting with that final play of the Rams game as far as the Cowboys being in the game, and then the Minnesota game.
Well, Skip, I would look at it, I would say he would be trending in the right direction, even if he didn't.
I mean, we all have seen the decline of Ezekiel Elliott. Like, it's sad to say, but Ezekiel Elliott, that winning a Super Bowl is not gonna get you a golden jacket. I'm sorry. Like, you just not. Even if you win a Super Bowl, your rest of your career have to be outstanding. If you want to get that golden jacket, rest of his years gotta be outstanding. Other than that, you just a very good running back. You're not a Hall of Fame running back. You're a very good running back. How about that? Not even that at that point. First 3 years you did good, and now you're falling off. Like, come on, bro.
Because 85 over 16, 17 games, Skip, now you're looking at 1,400 yards. But when you're barely breaking 1,000.
But that's the end of that video. If you like it, please subscribe. Everything. I appreciate all the support y'all been giving me, man. It's been really appreciative of y'all. I'm just trying to keep going, you know. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.